Hello, this is a break from the norm in this video because I'm going to do a quick update on where I'm going with the channel and the videos because a few people have been asking. Now I've been putting up more maths content as to what's going on. So I thought I'd just quickly run through, take 5 minutes just saying where I've got up to and where I'm going next, which might be useful for anyone new coming to the channel as well, seeing as I've got like 450 videos or something up now. So I'll start on that point then. Playlists are king on here. If you want to find anything, go to the playlists. So most of the content, vast majority of the content so far is physics content. And these are the playlists that you want to go through in this order. So introduction to physics, classical mechanics, structure of matter, thermodynamics, waves and optics, electricity and magnetism, astronomy and cosmology, quantum mechanics, then relativity. So that's the order. There are some other playlists that are on there. So for example, in the structure of matter section, I've also got playlists for particle physics and nuclear physics, but they are all contained within the structure of matter playlist as well. So there's some duplication in these. I think I've got one on materials. That's all in classical mechanics as well. So if you stick to these, 9 playlists, then that covers everything that's in my physics videos. So the whole lot in there. Same, I think, with is the case with the practice questions. I've got a playlist on practice exam questions, but all of those practice questions are also included in the individual playlists for each topic. So if you're wanting to be fairly thorough on this, then those are the 9 to look at. The other notable playlists are the Oxford PAT, so the physics assessment for entry to University of Oxford, and the maths, so the maths assessment. So the PAT videos, I've done all of the PAT exams, I think from 2006, I think it was, or maybe 2007, but certainly a long way back, all the way up until, well, not last year because they changed the format, but the year before, so up to 2023. Last year's isn't actually available, I don't think, because it's all done online now and they've changed it around. But that's all in the Oxford PAT playlist. I'm currently building up the MAT one. So I think I started that in 2007. I've got to around about, well, I'm starting to record 2014 today. So I'd expect to have all of the MAT papers done by the end of June. So they'll all be loaded up probably in July. The whole lot of them will be up on the site. So they're the playlists to look at. If you want to look at some of the historical stuff, there's also a playlist on notable people in physics, historically, giving a bit of a biographical background, which I find quite interesting and can then give a bit of context, a bit more life to the subject as well. So that is playlists. So where am I going next with all of this? Well, as I say, I'm currently working through the MAT papers, which will take up probably the next month to finish those off. STEP is the obvious next step for maths. So that's another set of papers. There's a lot of those papers. So again, that's used as an assessment for people wanting to go off and study maths at university. The NJA, so that's the Cambridge Engineering Assessment. They've got really interesting questions. So they have a couple of papers. You get multiple choice physics and maths questions, sort of rapid fire ones, and then some longer questions. So I'll have a look at those. I'll do more maths content, but it'll be mostly on the further maths side. That's mainly what I look at. I might do some in standard A-level maths as well, a few bits and bobs on the things that I find tend to cause people problems, or if they've got any requests. If anyone's got anything that they want me to cover, always feel free to comment or drop me an email and drop it in. But mainly on the maths side, I'm going to be looking at further maths and these entrance papers for university. That doesn't mean to say the physics content has stopped. Okay, I've racked up these 400 or whatever it is physics videos. There's still a lot more that I want to do on physics content. Stuff around physics practicals and famous physics experiments, different circuit components, how things work, start moving that physics into a bit of engineering and such like. So there is going to be more physics content coming, not in the next couple of months because I'm focusing on the maths bits at the moment because I've had people asking for the MAT papers before the summer holiday. So I want to get all of those done. then more physics content will be coming along. So if you're here mainly for the physics, then there will be more of that coming up. And of course, physicists, you want to be good at maths as well. So don't shy away from looking at the maths content, because you'll find it useful. Another thing that you're going to find useful, hopefully, is coding. I mean, you'll find it useful in general, learning how to code. I'm going to be doing a lot of coding videos. It's what I've done in the day job for the last 20 or 30 years. So I'm going to do a fair amount of that. It's going to be scientific coding, so it's not going to be your full-on rigorous super nerd I'm going off to be a hardcore computer programmer coding. It's going to be the sort of coding that you want as a scientist to be able to solve problems. So it's still rigorous, but it's not getting right into the depths of the weeds that some people might do if they want to become a real cutting edge computer programmer. So I'm going to do coding. I'm thinking of covering, I'm certainly going to do some Python, probably some JavaScript as well, because it's so widely used, and VBA as well, which I think is undervalued by a lot of people, just because of its usefulness of being able to stick it behind Microsoft Excel in particular, which is so widely used. So I'll do some coding, assuming no prior knowledge on that front, and try and weave that in with the maths content, so you can sort of learn it alongside. And then I'll do other bits as well. I mean, that's quite a lot to cover already, and it seems to be a never-ending list of stuff that I could do videos on. Things like the Senior Maths Challenge, the Physics Olympiad. There's plenty of stuff that can be done there. I might go through some past papers, but the trouble with going through past papers for A-level is some of the exam boards get funny about people using their past papers. So I have to be careful around that. And it can get a bit repetitive and maybe a little away from the focus of what this channel is, which is meant to be pushing beyond the A-level content and trying to bridge that gap into university, which is what you can see with this content here. STEP, NJA, further maths, and coding. These are things that most people won't have if they've just stuck to the A-level curriculum. So if you're starting at university with that sort of knowledge, that level of maths, that level of physics, and some level of coding, then you're going to have a jump start on other people. It's going to put you in a strong position. So that is the general plan over the next, who knows how long that's going to take me to do. And then, I mean, just in terms of other stuff, as I say, if there's anything in particular you want me to cover, leave a comment, drop me an email. I can always do some ad hoc videos or whatever if it's something that seems to be interesting or useful and I can help out in some way. And the other thing is, please subscribe. YouTube is telling me that out of the repeat viewers that I've got, it's over 80% of them are not subscribed. So if you can subscribe, then please do, because it makes not that much difference to you and it makes a lot of difference to me, because I can open up more features on YouTube, particularly if I can get past that 1,000 subscriber barrier at the moment. I don't know what I'm on at the moment, about 800 or something. So if I can get up past 1,000, then it does make things a lot easier for me. So if you are finding the content useful, then please do add yourself as a subscriber, because it will help. So there you go. That's just a quick update on everything that's going on. And I'll keep you informed over the coming months of how things are coming along. And thanks for watching. If you are a regular viewer, then I'm kind of surprised that as many people are watching as they are. I was not expecting this sort of reaction. I've only been going for a year, and I know it's not exactly blown the stats off the chart, but it's a lot more than I thought in terms of viewers and viewer numbers and hours and things like that. So it's nice to see that it's being useful for some people at least.